प्यारे बच्चों, क्लास 12th इंग्लिश कोर। बहुत सारे बच्चे कह रहे थे कि वीकली टेस्ट में जो भी प्रश्न आए सर एक ही वीडियो में बता दीजिए। तो बस ये वीडियो मैंने तैयार कर लिया है। 2023 से लेकर अभी तक जितने भी आपके प्रोजेक्ट रेल के तहत इंग्लिश कोर का वीकली टेस्ट हुआ था, उन सभी प्रश्नों का ऑब्जेक्टिव क्वेश्चन आपको बता रहा हूं, जो आपके लिए परीक्षा उपयोगी है। चैनल पर पहली बार है तो जरूर सब्सक्राइब कर ले। ये आपको जो बताया जा रहा है, ये दीर्घा के द्वारा बताया जा रहा है। दीर्घा को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। तो चलिए शुरू कीजिए।
Who is the author of the last lesson?
तो इसका आंसर आपका डी हो जाएगा, अल्फोंस डाउडेट। दूसरा क्वेश्चन है,
Alphonse Daudet belongs to?
तो ये आपका बिलोंग करते थे फ्रांस से। तीसरा क्वेश्चन है,
What does the last lesson symbolize?
इसका आंसर हो जाएगा डी,
Loss of language and freedom.
चौथा क्वेश्चन है आपका,
From where did the orders come to teach only German in the districts of Alsace and Lorraine?
तो इसका आंसर हो जाएगा आपका सी,
Berlin.
पांचवा नंबर है,
The poem My Mother at 66 has been composed by?
सी कमला दास।
The image of Mary children has been brought out by the narrator in order to?
इसका ए आंसर हो जाएगा, शो एनर्जी एंड
Exuberance of young children.
सेवंथ है आपका,
The narrator is only using her smile to
स्माइल टू। आंसर हो जाएगा इसका ए,
cover up her pain. Whose signature was there on the letter?
सैम।
What was the strangest thing at the third level? Option D, the corridor that led writer into the past. Mukesh wants to learn to become a motor mechanic by? Option B, going to a garage to learn. What was the profession of Mukesh's father before a bangle maker?
बैंगल मेकर।
Bangle maker. Tailor. Option B. One day Sahib was seen by the author watching some young men playing? Option B, tennis. What did the man from Udupi pray for when he was young? Option B, a pair of shoes. 14. A formal letter starts with? Option C, sender's address. All business letters are? Option A, formal. In a formal letter, date is placed? Option C, between sender's and receiver's address. After being haunted by fear for many years, Douglas decided to learn to swim. He took the help of? Option D, an instructor. Douglas went down towards the bottom. Option A, only once. Third, the water in the pool had a? Option A, dirty yellow tint. The incident in childhood had taken place at the beach in? Option D, California. William Douglas was a friend and advisor of? Option C, President Roosevelt. 6. What made the peddler finally change his heart? Option D, Adla's goodness and care. Why did the peddler decline the invitation? Option A, because he had stolen money. 8. The first move of the Iron Master was to make sure the guest would? Option A, gain some flesh on his bones. 9. From where did the peddler get the material to make rat traps? Option D, stores. What does the map represent? Option A, world of the rich and powerful. Who sat at the back of the class? Option A, a sweet and young pupil. The color of sour cream is? Option C, off-white. Identify the literary device in father's garland disease. B, metaphor. Application letters come under the category of? Option A, formal letters. 15. Letters to editors are written to? D, newspapers. A notice is always enclosed in a C. Box. Who is the author of Poets and Pancakes? Option C. Asoka Mitran. Why did the house owner put up a new shed? Option B. To earn some money. 3. How many novels has Umberto Eco written? Option D. 5. Who was the founder of Gemini Studio? Option B. Mr. S.S. Vasan. 5. How did Derry burn his face? Option D. Acid burnt his face. 6 number. What was being makeup room compared to? Option D. A hair cutting salon. Saloon. What was Subu's job in the Gemini studio? Cutting newspaper clipping. Mr. Lamb's nickname was option A. Lamb. How old was Derry? Option B. 14. How did Lamb call Derry blessed? Option D. Because aspect of burnt flesh he had a perfectly healthy body. What is written on the top while writing a notice? Option A. Name of the organization. 2. A formal letter starts with. Option C. Sender's address. What percentage did the British planters agree to repay the indigo planters? Option C. 25%. Who is Indy Meon in the poem A Thing of Beauty? Option D. A young shepherd. What is the bower? Option D. Shady place under tree or climbing plants. Name the poet of the poem A Thing of Beauty. Option B. John Keats. 7. Who was Dr. Sadao? Option D. A Japanese doctor. What kind of person was Sadao's father? Option C. True patriot and traditional person. Where did Dr. Sadao find the American soldier? Option D. Outside his house on beach. D. 10. What makes the pal from our life? What moves the pal from our lives? Option B. Some shape of beauty. What kind of what does V.S. Naipaul feel about interviews? Option C. Wanted. Which period of history does Umberto Eco's novel The Name of the Rose deal with? Option D. Medieval period. Who is the poet of the poem Aunt Jennifer's Tigers? Option A. Adrian Rich. What is Aunt Jennifer doing with the wool? Option B. She is embroidering a wall panel. To whom did Sophie tell her secrets out first? Option B. Her brother Geoff. What was Sophie interested in doing after growing up? Option D. All of these. Where did Jitkala Shah hide for not getting her hair cut? Option A. Under bed. Who advised Bama to study well? Option B. Her elder brother. Speech writing is a formal and verbal communication to. Option A. Deliver thoughts, messages, opinions and preservatives to readers. In factual description of report mentions. Option D. All of these. What does a roadside stand deal with? Option A. Human tragedies, fears and their solutions. What is are being sold on roadside stand? Option D. Wild berries, golden squares and some other familiar products. What promise was the government making to relocate the villagers? Option C. Their all needs will be looked after. Who has written on the face of it? Option A. Cecil Hill. 5. How does Mr. Lamb keep himself busy? Option D. All of these. How did Mr. Lamb help Derry? Option D, by giving him a positive outlook towards life. 7. The founder of Gemini Studio was option B, S.S. Vasan. The office boy was from Dash department. Option B, makeup. The English poet who once visited the Gemini Studios was Dash. Option D, Stephen Spender. At which place with love can be used in a formal letter. Option A, closing. Who used to make
Rat traps.
rat traps? Option D, peddler. When does the iron master realize his mistake? Option C, when the peddler changes clothes and cleans his face. Where has the story The Rat Trap been set up? Option D, Mines of Sweden. What does the metaphor rat trap in the lesson signify? Option D, human greed and distraction. Who were ready to follow Gandhi into jail? Option B, lawyers. Where was Champaran? Champaran. Option D, a district of Bihar in British India. What's the meaning of the word advocates of home's rule? Option B, one who defends his country. The chief concern for Sadao's father was option B, Sadao's education. Who was Dr. Sadao? Option C, a Japanese doctor. Why did Dr. Sadao help an enemy soldier? Option A, because he was an ethical and sincere doctor. What is the aim of the journey to Antarctica? Option C, to sensitize the young minds towards the climate change. Antarctica has been described as option A, coldest, driest, and windiest. How many paragraphs should be there in an article? Option C, 3 to 4. What should the first paragraph of an article be all about? Option D, brief introduction of the topic. Which among the following is under the print form of advertising? Option A, newspaper. Read the following passage and choose the correct answer.
इस पैसेज को आप लोग देख लीजिए, इसी से क्वेश्चन है। क्वेश्चन है आपका 6ठा नंबर।
The present generation has been going through option D, all of the above. The main reason for putting on weight is option C, lack of exercise. The author avoids in his diet option B, deeply fried food. How much money had the peddler stolen from the crofter? Option D, 30 kroner. Crore. What does the metaphor rat trap in the lesson signify? Option D, human greed and distraction. What does counting up to 12 signify and how will it help? Option C, it will help to create peace and harmony. According to the poem, what is the cause of the gloom and sadness? Option B, negativity, hearted and greed. What distance dongles covered while swimming across the lake went worth? Option C, 2 miles. What did Douglas' mother remind Douglas' mother remind him? Option B, about the treacherous Yakima River. Who is the author of Deep Water? Option D, William Douglas. What is the purpose of the journey to the world's most preserved place, Antarctica? Option D, to sensitize young minds towards climate change. Why did Geo decide to take high school students on the journey? Option D, to make them understand them, plan and respect it. What is the original language of the poem Keeping Quiet? Option D, Spanish. What is the earth symbolize? Preservance and new beginning from seemingly stillness. Why is Antarctica a restricted place? Option D, to protect the environment. 1. At what age was the Tiger King handed in the throne? Option C, 20 years. How old was the narrator when he decided to learn to swim? Option A, 10 or 11 years. What is the Court of Wards? Option A, a legal body created by East India Company. How much did the Maharaja have to pay for 50 rings? Option B, 3 lakhs. The golden tiger, no sorry, the wooden tiger was carved by option C, an unskilled carpenter. 6. Cold sea is a poetic device. Option B, transferred epithet. What was Maharaja's preference for marrying a girl? Option D, she must have tigers in her state. What types of wars the poet talks about are? Option A, green wars, wars with gas, wars with fire. What is the story Deep Water speaking about? Option A, fear of water and the way to overcome it. YMCA stands for option D, Young Men's Christian Association. Who had sent the first day cover? Option D, Sam. Name the newspaper the narrator glanced in the story The Third Level. Option C, The World. The poem My Mother at 66 is made up of option B, a single sentence. The poet Kamala Das is only using her smile to option C, cover up her pain. Trees printing is a poetic device. It is option A, personification. Why was Louisa Charlie's wife worried? Option A, knowing the incident. What is placed just below the title of an article? Option B, byline. Where should the subscription be placed in a notice? Option C, at the end. In note making, we should avoid option B, long sentences. Will they make them sing in German, even the peasants? Who taught it? Option D, France. The expression yours affectionately is which part of a formal letter? Option B, subscription. Which war is mentioned in the story The Last Lesson? Option C, Franco-Prussian War. War. C has dash knowledge of different language. Option B, much. Millie was Mr. Harry's wife. She spent tableau to chemist change into a compound sentence. Option C, Millie was Mr. Harry's wife and she sent tableau to chemist. Transform the given sentence into complex sentence. We have informed her of her success. Option C, we have informed her that she has succeeded. Identify clause in the highlighted part of the given sentence. The books which the professor recommended were very expensive. Option D, adjective clause. How long did M. Hamel teach in his school? Option C, 40 years. Rearrange the following words and choose the correct option. Option D, the children below 18 years of age must not drive. What was the name of the son of Ranja and Ratna? Option B Syama.
लास्ट क्वेश्चन है,
The journal dash twice a month. Option B appears.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद दीर्घा। आशा करते हैं वीडियो आपके लिए उपयोगी साबित होगा। जो भी आपका वीकली टेस्ट में आज तक जो प्रश्न आए हैं इंग्लिश कोर में, सभी का ऑब्जेक्टिव मैंने बता दिया है। दीर्घा को बहुत बहुत